So now let us take a problem where we need to find out the centroid of wires. Now wires are those entities which have negligible cross-sectional area, so the term dA does not come into existence here. Wire only has one parameter, and that is length. So you can say wire is a entity which is independent of cross-sectional area. It is only dependent upon length. So we have only one factor here, length. So the centroid of wires is found out with respect to length only. So for area, you already know that the value of x is equal to, or the x bar is given by a1 x1 plus a2 x2 plus a3 x3 up till an xn divided by a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus until an. Now here a will be replaced by length. So let us take a very small problem. This is a problem where you have a straight line segment of straight wire of 400 mm. You have a semicircular wire placed in continuation. These wires have to be continuous in nature, because if they are discontinuous, you will not be able to find out centroids. Moreover, in the case of area also, centroid is only applicable for closed areas. If you have an open area, you cannot find out. So this is a semicircular arc which is formed by a wire of the radius of the arc is 150 mm, and you have an inclined wire of 250 mm length placed at an angle of 30 degree. So what you have to do here is you prepare a table sort of thing, where you write down the serial number, the segment, the length, the x and y. So serial number 1, this is length, this is your reference frame. This is your y-axis, and obviously this is your x-axis shown by the blue dotted line. So for segment AB, the length is 400 mm. X lies at a distance of 400 meters, for 200 mm from here. So if this is your origin, the value of x is at a distance of 200 mm at the center of the bar. And y, this is parallel, so it will lie somewhere here. Here y is 0, x is 200. So if these are the coordinates of the centroid for this elemental length AB of 400 mm placed like this, so the coordinates are 200 and 0. Similarly BC, the centroid in x direction lies here. So this distance is 400 plus 150, 550 from this origin. And for a semicircular arc made up of wires, the value of y bar is given by 2r by pi. It is given by 2r by, the standard formula is 2r divided by pi. So we will be using this relationship. So you have 2r by pi, it will be placed somewhere here. This distance is 2r by pi, so you have value of x and y as this. Now CD, this is your third section. The value lies somewhere here, half of it. So it is 125, but it is inclined at a certain angle, 30 degree. So you need to find out this distance for x, and this height is y, and this length is x. So if you calculate this is 400 plus 150 into 150, this 150 is the radius, so 300 is the diameter. So 400 plus 300, 700 plus 125 cos 30. So this distance is 125 cos 30. So you have 700 plus 250 by 2, this is 125 cos 30. Similarly y bar is located here. This will be the instantaneous height, or this will be the location of the centroid. This point is 250 by 2, 125, sin 30. This will be 250 sin 30. So now you have all values of length, x and y. Now put it into the standard formula, where x centroid or x bar or xc is given by L1 x1 plus L2 x2 plus L3 x3 divided by L1 plus L2 plus L3. All values are known to you. You can calculate xc. Similarly yc, L1 y1, L2 y2, L3 y3, all are known to you. You can calculate the value of xc and yc, and these are the centroid. So for all problems related to wires, what you need to do is you need to break them into line segments, or you can say wire segments, and find their individual centroids in forms of coordinate geometry. Once you have found them out, you can straight away use this formula and calculate the centroid of wires. So now let us see how to determine the centroid and moment of inertia by integration method. Now integration method is applicable where you don't have standard entities and you generally have surfaces or areas bounded by certain mathematical relationships. So let us say that this is a parabola, and for this parabola we need to determine the centroid as well as the moment of inertia of this parabola bounded, which is defined, the parabola is defined by the curve y is equal to kx square, and you need to find out between a range of x and y varying from 0 to 2 and 0 to 2. So as you know that x bar is given by integral x dA divided by integral dA. Now sir, if you look at books and other video lectures, you will see number of various methods being prescribed by certain authors so as to find out the centroid as well as moment of inertia. But in all those methods, double integration has not been used. As because you have already studied double integration, you can use that method and make the problem relatively very easy. So what we do is, at a distance of x from the reference axis and at a distance of y from the reference axis, let us take a rectangular element having the dimensions as dx and dy. So what we have done is, from the y-axis we have taken at a distance of x and formed a rectangular element of length dx and of width or height dy. So the area of this rectangular element is dA, and which is given by dx into dy. So if you look at this equation, what we have done is we have used the standard form and we have managed the equation. So if you write it down here, as because it is now an integration of two variables dx and dy, this single integration is been replaced by a double integration. So in this double integration method, what we are doing is we are replacing single integration by double integration because dA has been represented as a multiple of dx and dy. So dA gets replaced by dx and dy and we have the standard form x. Now you need to integrate, and both of them can be integrated first. If you integrate dy also, that can also be integrated, and dx also can be integrated. But what you need to do is, in the problems of these types, what you can see is, you are finding out x bar. So when you are finding out x bar, x will be integrated last. So x and dx remain as it is. Now you have dy. So when you are first going to integrate dy, you should be knowing the limits of dy. So the limits of dy in terms of y are, the element starts at 0 and y is given by kx square. So the element starts at 0 and finishes at kx square. Similarly, for x, now the element starts from 0 and finishes at 2. So here the element starts at 0, this is x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, and it moves from here to here, and the movement is such that it varies as 0 to kx square, and here it varies from 0 to 2. So first you will see that y is varying and next dx is varying. So how is y varying? It is varying from 0 to kx square, which has been shown here, and x is varying from 0 to 2. We will be integrating x afterwards just because we need to find out the value of x bar. And similarly dA, in the term dA what will happen? Everything else remains the same, only x will be removed from here. So removing x, you have this equation where it is double integration dx into dy, it varies from 0 to kx square and then 0 to 2. Similarly, now let us find out y bar. So y bar is given by integral y dA divided by integral dy. Y remains same, dA is replaced by dx and dy as we have done in previously. Now here x will be integrated first. So to find out the value of x, how x is varying, x varies, if you look here, x varies from 0 to, if you put it here, x is equal to actually under root y by k. If you use this equation, x becomes equal to under root y by k. So x is varying from 0 to under root y by k, and then y varies from 0 to 2. So you will put down all these values and you can integrate. Double integration, the method and how to do it, everything you know. So you can find out the values of x bar and y bar. Similarly, when you want to find out the moment of inertia is given by Ixx is equal to integral x square dA. Now this is relatively more easier because the denominator here has vanished and you have come to moment of inertia. So x square dA gets replaced by dx into dy. You have x square here, so this becomes x square into dx into dy. As you are finding out Ixx, dy will be integrated first. So if you want to integrate with respect to dy, you need to find out the limits of y. So the limits of y are, it starts from 0 and it goes up till kx square. And the limits of x are, it starts from 0 and finishes at 2. Similarly, Iyy, if you need to find out Iyy, this is integral y square dA. So again, you need to, if it is y square dA, you need to integrate dx first. So dx, x varies from 0 to under root y by k as we have previously seen here, and y varies from 0 to 2, that we can easily find. So if you put down these values and if you properly integrate, you will be getting down the values of Ixx and Iyy, and which will be your required answer. I hope that the process of integration is very much clear to you as you are already in second year, and you can easily integrate and determine the centroid by integration method. Okay. Now let us take another problem where the curve is bounded by two curves, or where the area is bounded by two curves. So now you can see that this is an xy axis and you have a parabola which is demonstrated by the equation y is equal to 4x square, and this is bounded by a curve or a straight line which is given by y is equal to x. So this is the area for which the centroid and the moment of inertia needs to be founded. So obviously x bar is given by integral x dA upon dA. We will be taking a rectangular element of length dx and depth dy. So the total area becomes dx into dy, and we are putting it into the standard form. So if you put down into the standard form, as we have previously seen, that this single integration gets converted into a problem of double integration. We not just need to understand the limits, and we also need to understand which variable needs to be integrated first and which needs to be integrated second. In the case of double integration problems, the parameter important is the limits and the process of integration, means which one has to be integrated first and which one has to be integrated second. So if you look, after putting down the standard values here, we have got x into dx into dy divided by, this will be only dx into dy. So this is dx into dy. If you put down into these equations, you will see that this curve, it is x into dx into dy. So that means dy will be integrated first. So when dy will be integrated first, we need to find out the limits of y. So the limits of y are, the element starts from y is equal to x and goes until y is equal to 4x square. So the limits of y are x to 4x square, and the limits of x are, we need to find out the intersection point of this parabola and the straight line. So if you find out the intersection point, to find out the intersection point, put down or equate these two values, you will get the point of intersection. So the point of intersection is 1 by 4. So you get the value of x varies from 0 to 1 by 4. You perform this integration and you get down the value of x bar. Similarly, y bar is denoted by integral y dA divided by integral dA. So integral dA is dx into dy. We have taken a rectangular element and the process is repeated. Now coming to the limits. Here if you look at this equation, dx will be integrated first. So you need to know the limits in terms of x. So limits in terms of x, here limits in terms of x is y. So we have y. Now here x is equal to under root y by 2. If you put here, x becomes equal to under root y divided by 2. So x varies from y to under root y by 2, and y varies from, again you equate them, when you find out the value of y comes out to be 1 by 4. So these are the limits of integration, and the integration is performed accordingly. Now come to determination of Ixx. Now Ixx is integral y square dA. So putting into the standard form, we get y square here. Let us find out dx and dy. Dx into dy is the elemental area. Now the limits of integration here, x will be integrated first. So when x is to be integrated first, x varies from y is equal to varies from y to under root y by 2, as we have done in the problem of centroid, and similarly y varies from 0 to 1 by 4. Similarly, if you find out Iyy, it is integral x square d. Now d gets replaced by dx into dy, and the limits of integration, y has to be integrated first. So if you find out limits of y starts from x and finishes at 4x square. So the limit is x to 4x square. And similarly, the limit for x is 0 to 1 by 4, that we have found out by intersection of this parabola with the straight line. So this finishes our chapter of moment of inertia by all possible methods. Now this integration method you need to understand, because this is a concept of mathematical modeling, where an equation has been given to you and you are framing it with the help of variables and constants and calculating the value of x bar and y bar. So these x bar and y bar and Ixx and Iyy can be similarly calculated using these methods. Thank you.